Octogami is in place, sir.
Ladybug has no idea that her defeat will be captured on film. Icing on the cake.
Many Miraculous Ladybug characters struggle through a terminal condition, extended illness, or mental health. These minor plot lines often give more depth to the characters while raising the stakes of every challenge they face. The representation they offer brings the story to new heights as heroes and villains alike must learn to fight despite their ailments. In today's video, we're exploring some of the struggles expressed by the main cast of characters, how they came to be, and how they manage them.
What's going on, girl? You feeling sick or something?
Promise me you'll send the video without looking at it. No one can see my part.
Number 1. Natalie. One of the most prominent conditions in the series presents itself through Natalie. In the episode Mayura, she uses the Peacock Miraculous despite the extreme risks. It's established early on that a broken Miraculous can cause detrimental harm to its wielder, and Natalie is the audience's window into these dangers. After she uses the Miraculous to become Mayura in seasons 2 and 3, her health begins to decline to the point where she must give up her Miraculous entirely. In the season 3 finale, Miracle Queen, Natalie had her final fight as Mayura before she threatened to collapse, causing Hawkmoth to withdraw from a battle with Ladybug and Cat Noir. At the beginning of season 4, Natalie's illness progressed to the point where she was completely bedridden. She spends crucial episodes like Octogami supporting Gabriel from her bedroom, no longer capable of walking without help. She eventually gains the ability to walk with the help of leg braces, but her time with the Peacock Miraculous continues to make Natalie sicker as the show continues. In season 5, she spends more time in her bedroom than in previous seasons, where she slowly comes to terms with her fate and the fatal condition she'd found herself with. Midway through the season, her priorities shift from obtaining the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous to making sure Adrien will be safe once she's gone. Unfortunately, in the episode Confirmation, she uses the last of her strength to confront Gabriel and later dies in her bed. Ladybug is the only one with Natalie in her final moments, a sad indicator of how her life changed and how distant she became from her loved ones since she first used the Peacock Miraculous.
I am Mayura. You're up against the wall, plagued by your deepest, darkest despair. Let me help you.
Number 2. Emily. The series begins with Emily Agreste already missing from the narrative. Adrien and Gabriel are still adjusting to her absence for most of the series, and her disappearance remains a mystery for many seasons. Gradually, the story reveals how Emily fell ill before her disappearance. Adrien expresses concern that Natalie's symptoms are similar to Emily's. In the episode Evolution, Gabriel plans to use the Rabbit Miraculous to travel back in time to prevent Emily and Natalie from using a broken Miraculous. His plan is the first concrete evidence that Emily previously wielded the Peacock Miraculous. Since the two women became ill from the same experience, Emily likely had the same fainting spells, immobility, and exhaustion that Natalie does throughout the series. It's even more disheartening to know that her loved ones had to watch her slowly succumb to her illness, as there is seemingly no way to cure the side effects of a broken Miraculous. In the episode Representation, Felix reveals that Emily uses the Peacock Miraculous despite knowing the consequences. After she married Gabriel, the couple struggled for a long time to have a child. They exhaust all other options, including asking Emily's estranged family for help, before they decide to use the Peacock Miraculous. Their plan works, and they successfully have Adrien at the expense of Emily's well-being. The series doesn't explain how Emily managed to live for years while Natalie only survived a few months, but it's likely connected to how many Sentimonsters they created.
For you. Are you sure you're ready?
Yes.
Number 3. Colt. Colt Fathom is another character who dies before the start of the series, but his first mention occurs in the episode Felix. Adrien apologizes to his cousin for not attending Colt's funeral, but Felix doesn't appear to care or have hard feelings about Adrien's absence. The scene is the first indication of many significant details revealed later on. The first is that Colt and Emily died around the same time, and the second is that Felix may not have had the best relationship with his father. In the episode Representation, these clues finally pay off. While Felix reveals much of Emily's history to Marinette, he also explains the circumstances of his childhood and the relationship between his parents. Amelie married Colt to please her parents and live up to her family's legacy, and Colt proved to be a cold and cruel partner. Likely because they are identical twins, Amelie shared the same infertility issues as Emily. Once Emily realized that the Peacock Miraculous allowed her to have a child, she convinced Gabriel to lend it to Colt. Colt hesitantly agrees to use the Miraculous, which results in Felix's birth. Unlike Emily and Gabriel, who were loving parents to their miracle child, Colt began to resent Felix. He blamed his son for his ailing health and treated him like a controllable monster. Colt's behavior allows Felix to learn the truth about his existence and influences his actions throughout the series.
Marinette, you done in there? We're all waiting for you. What if your message to Adrien could turn this worst day ever into the best day ever?
Number 4. Marinette. Marinette has always struggled with anxiety and rampant nerves. She has many responsibilities between her duties as a superhero and her personal life, which sometimes spreads her too thin. Her anxiety usually manifests as overthinking, long-winded rants, or stumbling over her words. However, in the later seasons, Marinette exhibits her stress in more extreme ways, most notably in fits of hyperventilation or through panic attacks. The first extreme panic attack Marinette experiences in the series occurs in the episode Strike Back. After losing all the Miraculous to Felix and Shadow Moth, Marinette believes she has failed as a hero and the Guardian. She can't bring herself to calm down and struggles to breathe, only able to calm down due to Adrian's reassurance. She later collapses in his bathroom in a fit of tears. It's easy to understand why Marinette would succumb to the pressure of being a hero. A lot is on her shoulders, and there are only a few people she trusts to help lighten the load. Unfortunately, Marinette has dealt with anxiety and panic attacks long before receiving the Ladybug Miraculous. In the episode Derision, Marinette struggles with continuous anxiety while preparing for a date with Adrian at the pool. Her intense feelings of panic become so severe that she is nearly akumatized. Kim reveals a previous experience at the pool where he pulled a prank on Marinette with the help of Chloe that left her completely traumatized. Marinette's feelings of anxiety and dread likely stem from her past experiences with bullying, and they will continue to impact her as the series progresses.
We can't let them take all the Miraculous. Please let there be some left. There has to be some left.
Number 5. Adrian. Although he can often joke and play around as Cat Noir, Adrian deals with intense subjects in his personal life that leave him sad, unmotivated, and questioning his self-worth. Adrian begins the series mourning the recent death of his mother, someone he can't grieve properly because of his father's unwillingness to speak about her. Gabriel, meanwhile, becomes a distant and near-negligent father as he becomes obsessed with the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous. Adrian attempts to alleviate his father's stress by taking on more responsibilities and doing everything he can to meet Gabriel's expectations. Adrian works as a model against his wishes, misses hanging out with his friends to prioritize his extracurricular studies, and obeys his father's every order. It's later learned that Adrian's blind obedience may be due to his origins as a sentimonster, which also adds to his sense of loss and lack of purpose. In episodes like Kuroniko, we witness Adrian's depression reach new heights, although he always puts work into his appearance and maintains a respectable image. The episode shows Adrian alone in a messy room, dressed in his pajamas and full of hopelessness. By this point in the series, Adrian has given up on himself and his capabilities as a hero. Fortunately, Ladybug manages to remind him of his value, but Adrian's resentment towards his home life and personal circumstances only grow throughout Season 5.
I just can't do this anymore. I give up on everything. Even you.
You can't do that!
Number 6. Juleka. Much like Marinette, Juleka also appears to struggle with severe anxiety. For Juleka, the inciting incidents occur to be her social interactions or settings. Juleka has always been a quiet and reserved character who has only started to find her voice in recent episodes. For most of the series, her struggles with expressing herself or being understood by others often led to her akumatizations. In the episode Reflect Doll, Juleka tries to step out of her comfort zone by modeling for Marinette's new designs. It takes a lot of courage and encouragement from her brother Luca before Juleka works up the nerve to try. Unfortunately, she ends up backing out of modeling without getting the chance to explain herself, which results in her becoming akumatized into the titular villain. The heroes eventually save Juleka, but her anxiety continues to be the source of many akumatizations throughout the series. Juleka's worry and concern also extend to her family members. In the episode Crocodile, she worries that her previously estranged father, Jagged Stone, doesn't like her as much as Luca. She also struggles to send Luca away from their shared party per Marinette's request because she can't bring herself to upset her brother. The pressure from Juleka's stress and guilt nearly causes her to be akumatized numerous times. Although all her concerns are addressed and resolved by the end of the episode, it's clear that Juleka worries constantly about those around her.
Juleka? I've never seen the top half of your face before. It really suits you.
Number 7. Rose. Rose is often a source of positivity and happiness for her friends. She always finds the good side of things, even when a situation appears hopeless. That's why a revelation about her character in the episode Guilt Trip shocked everyone around her and even led to Juleka's akumatization. In the opening scenes, Rose asks to visit the nurse due to a headache and doesn't return to school for the rest of the day. Juleka later reveals that Rose had to leave school entirely and shows her classmates a picture of their friend in a hospital bed. Everyone is horrified, and Nino says they never expected anything to happen to Rose because of her constant bubbly personality. The episode discusses unseen chronic illnesses by acknowledging how they are unnoticeable from an outsider's perspective, yet are still a source of strain in someone's life. In Rose's case, her condition began when she was young. According to Juleka, Rose became very sick as a child, and her illness could return unexpectedly. The series reveals little about the specifics of Rose's condition, and she keeps it a secret to prevent her friends from worrying or treating her differently.
Classes for you this year so you no longer tire yourself.
Thank you, but I actually like writing my own notes for class.
Number 8. Gabriel. Gabriel uses his powers with the Butterfly Miraculous to take unnecessary risks and is willing to give up anything to reach his goals. His destructive mentality extends to his well-being and health, as in the episode Destruction, he allows himself to be cataclysmed to avoid getting captured by the heroes. Cat Noir had no intention of fatally wounding his enemy. Gabriel forces his hand and leaves the battle with a life-threatening injury and Ladybug's lucky charm, preventing the heroes from reversing the damage he caused. Afterward, Gabriel changes his behavior to adhere to the cataclysm, which spreads from his arm to overtake the rest of his body. His desperation to gain the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous grows, believing he can use it to save himself, Emily, and Natalie so that Adrian won't spend the rest of his life alone. In the episode Intuition, he uses the Snake Miraculous in a desperate attempt to beat the heroes, even though using its second chance drastically progresses his condition. Faced with his imminent death, Gabriel begins working on his final assault against the heroes, which results in his obtaining the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses in recreation.
Second chance.
All sensory connections are down.
Miraculous Ladybug does its best to give proper and respectful representation through its large cast of characters. It's refreshing to see topics concerning mental health and chronic illness addressed in modern cartoons. The characters' experiences regarding these topics are far from over, but the series will undoubtedly continue to express them in interesting, unique, and accurate ways. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
I was wondering if you could help us out with a fashion shoot.
I'd love to, Olya.